Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Stalwarts interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim to achieve with these sessions, a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such corporate titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Chanchal Choudhary. He is a highly qualified professional with over 2 decades of corporate experience in senior leadership positions, managing various back-end support functions. His legal expertise and acumen help him in every sphere of work and are the basis for multitude of his job roles and responsibilities. He has been deeply involved in planning and strategy for sales and marketing, operations, production, expansion, and diversification, and has been a core team member at the board level. He has a range of academic qualifications and holds membership in the Advocates Association of Western India, High Court, Mumbai. Currently, he is serving Messrs. Xpress Legal as its managing partner and is responsible for the overall management of the law firm. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Chaudhary.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the great introduction. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chaudhary, could you let our viewers know about your career journey in brief while highlighting important achievements?
In fact, I graduated in 1989 from the University of Rajasthan. And immediately after writing my exam, I have started working in the corporate sector. The first organization was the Ferroalloys Corporation. They had one unit called Saraf Synthetics Limited, where I have started working under a company secretary, assisting him in overall activities of the secretarial and the legal matter. And that is the time when I enrolled myself with the law also for the LLB from the Rajasthan University, and also enrolled for the company secretary from the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. I have gained substantial experience by working over there. In the meantime, I have also passed out intermediate examination of my CS and have done 2 years of my law. By the time I moved to Jaipur, I have joined another company called Kalindi Rail Nirman Limited. There as a secretary and legal officer. Again, I have served over there for a couple of years. And then further, I moved from Jabalpur to Jaipur. I again have served a couple of years, a company called Kailas Automobiles Limited, a part of the JN Group, managing their legal and secretarial department, and having also experience of handling that time the initial public offering, IPOs. I gained a substantial experience of handling the IPOs, and then I got an opportunity in Mumbai sometime in 1995. I moved to Mumbai in 1995 by joining a multinational company called Alexcon Foamcast Limited. It was an American-Indian joint venture company. And they also intend to come out with the public issue. By the time I already had the substantial experience in handling the public issue, I think that was the expertise that I had developed, and that led me to join this Alexcon Foamcast. I got a substantial experience in the project management, the finance, accounts, legal, secretarial, and overall, all back-end support functions over here. Having served a couple of years, again, I moved and joined another company known as Scan Organics Limited as a Vice President Corporate Affairs. Having served over there, then again, I have worked a couple of companies, listed companies, as a Vice President and the Executive President and the Corporate Advisor. I have been working. Then I also have joined one company at a board level. I was there as a Chief Support Officer and Chief Operating Officer for some of their companies, and at the board level. So I have been assisting the Board of Directors in various aspects of the law and the practice in terms of the commercial activities. And then finally, in 2015, I decided to enroll with the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, and I enrolled myself as an advocate in the Bombay High Court. And since then, I've been practicing as a corporate lawyer. Our law firm, Xpress Legal, of which my better half is also one of the partners, So me and my wife both are the partners. My wife is a Mumbaiker, truly Mumbaiker. She did her law from the Mumbai University in 1999. So she has joined me as one of the partner, and we together set up this Xpress Legal. Immediately after setting up the Xpress Legal, because of my corporate connect that have been serving the corporate sector for more than 2 decades, we have started getting empaneled by the several corporate houses like the Tata, Aditya Birla, maybe even the Adani to some extent, ICICI, Axis, many more corporates, basically the PNB, the Bank of India, the Bank of Baroda, to name few, Union Bank of India. There are the many corporates in the company that we got one of their panel advocate, and this is how we are managing. Currently in Mumbai, we have the 4 offices. One that we have in Navi Mumbai, one is in Andheri, Thane, as well as in Kandivali. So these 4 offices that we manage, we employ more than 24 advocates in the firm. And as a team, we have been serving the corporate sector. So currently we handle the corporate matter the mostly, especially the banking matter, recovery of their legal dues to the SARFAESI, the DRT, the NCLT, the High Court, the suits, and also to some extent the other legal matters, including the criminal matter that we deal with. So this is an all-service law firm. As a full-service law firm, we are serving to the corporates and the individuals. And this is how we are managing from last close to 8 years now. This is what my journey and the corporate and as an entrepreneur, as a managing partner of the Xpress Legal. Thank you very much for asking.
Great. So that's an excellent start to this interview. Continuing our conversations, we would like to know, which job roles in the legal domain do you find the most challenging and which ones are the most enjoyable?
See, we as a law firm and especially as a full service law firm deal with all aspects of the law, whether it is a litigation matter, non-litigation matter, civil matter, corporate matter, even the criminal matters that we have been. The most challenging, of course, is a criminal matter when your client is basically framed certain the FIR is lost and you want to get out him on bail, or you want to get that FIR quashed by the High Court. That become more challenging because the stake is too big. It is not the money, it is somebody's personal reputation and the goodwill that is on stake. And there where the challenge is that you have to get him out, So I got an opportunity in a couple of matters where big corporate house, big senior executives have been framed for one or the other reason. And then I have to move to the High Court and get him acquitted by virtue of getting quashed from the High Court itself, the FIR itself. And I'm fortunate enough that wherever that opportunities have come, we have got a success and we have got the relief from our client. And that is the moment which gives a great pleasure and a feel of satisfaction when you do that.
Okay. So what advice would you like to give our viewers today?
In terms of what? In terms of, see, the compliance is the, one must not ignore it. Most of the corporate that we deal with, they more focus on the sales and the operation, and they ignore the compliance part. But that is a kind of a short-term gain. In a long term, you have to focus on the compliance because that will give the very basic structure of the organization. The sooner or later, if you ignore the compliance, the problem ought to come, you might feel in the short term, you find nothing has happened. We have been doing from 5 years, 10 years, nothing has been done, no problem, you go ahead. It's temporary things, So I sincerely advise to all my corporate houses, viewers, and the executives that you must give the due importance and acknowledge the services that is being rendered by your legal team. And the compliance is the one thing that you just can't afford to ignore it. So must give the due respect and recognition to the compliance team and follow the advices that being advanced by the corporate team. At the same time, being a business lawyer, I consider myself as a business lawyer because I have been telling my team members equally the same thing, that we are there to support the business. The very catchline that I practice in life while practicing as an advocate. I always say that business is not for the law. Law is for the business. If anybody set up a business, is not for the compliance of the law. The compliance of law should be a way of life that he must comply with. But ultimate object of the business is to make the profit, to make the gain. So we must support we must not become an obstacle. We must not become a hindrance in growth and the prosperity and the profitability of the firm. But at the same time, we need to approach a balance in terms of the business and the law. And we must support a businessman in getting the thing done. Merely saying this is not possible is not done by a lawyer. A lawyer's job is not only to tell them that this is not possible, this can't be done, but to show him the way of things, how it can be done. There is a solution to every problem. So if there is a problem in terms of the compliance, there must be multiple solutions. And as a lawyer, our job is not only to stop someone saying that that can't be done, but tell him how it can be done. And this is what I think the mantra of the success of the Xpress Legal in 8 years of time, by which the corporates have always acknowledged and appreciated us.
Rightly said, Mr. Chaudhary. So moving on to our next question. What is your view on India's external corporate governance framework? And is it in line with the rapidly booming corporate fabric of India?
If you refer the Companies Act 1956, till the new Companies Act 2013 was enacted and 1956 was repealed, there was no much provision, no much scope for the corporate governance. I remember while studying my company secretaryship days or the law days, of course, there was no much provisions. No one was talking about it. But in last almost a decade time now, since 2013 is enacted, I think not only the law make it mandatory for the corporates to follow the corporate governance, but I think the awareness have also come to the people, and they feel that responsibility, that how they must follow the corporate governance, and in a longer run, that will benefit to the organization in their growth, in the prosperity, in the compliance, and overall profitability of the company. This is not at the two end. You corporate governance, you can't consider the corporate governance as again coming as an hindrance, as a stoppage, as a break. It is the one which can accelerate in a long term to the corporate, and therefore it is always advisable for all the corporates to follow the process of the corporate governance in terms of the disclosure is concerned, in terms of the awareness is concerned, in terms of the transparency of doing the things that they will do. And now, because of the we have the SEBI in place, the SEBI already has many more provisions by which you have to give the proper disclosure at the suitable interval, like the monthly and quarterly return that you have to keep informed, the balance sheet, etc. The books of account that you need to give the disclosure, even in the annual report that you have to give a lot of disclosure under the SEBI guidelines. So I think there is no choice for the corporate, even otherwise also, to hide anything from and especially after the Satyam event and that has happened, I think the regulatory authorities are very concerned and very focal about it, and making it sure that all the corporate must follow the process of the corporate governance and the rules, the regulations made by the Companies Act or by the Security and Exchange Board of India.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Chaudhary, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you offer to the corporate world?
Having served more than 2 decades in the corporate side, I have seen the best of the policy part, best of the execution part. And I myself, having been as a full-time board member, I have a practical experience and exposure, and the theoretically also, if you ask me more about the theoretical part, I also have done my HR PG from the XLRI Jamshedpur that I did, of course, as a satellite mode. It was a 15-month course that I have done in the HR management. Besides that, I have done my master's in the law. Very soon I'm expecting my PhD degree, which I have already, my thesis is already submitted, my Viva, etc. is already over. Anytime soon I expect the PhD in the law field. So I have a combination of the business and the law together. Are you getting me? Somebody may offer to a corporate a business angle of it. I am the one who can give a composite solution to the corporate where there is a business angle and there is a compliance angle, and make it sure you do the business by following the due compliance, and that will give you a long way to grow, prosper, and reward your shareholders or the stakeholders for that matter. So I think the corporate can get that advantage, me having at their side and helping and assisting and guiding and advising them.
Perfect. Mr. Chaudhary, my next is related to technology. And since technology is an integral part of our lifestyles now, what transformational changes in your industry have you seen with the change in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of technology like IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, Web 3.0, etc.?
See, me having graduated in 1999, I don't think there was any scope of technology at that point of time. So we are the one who have seen the complete transformation of the industry from completely non-technology to full of technology. We are the one, this generation have witnessed that transformation that happening in the industry. And we personally have coped up with the situation when we had no technology to use an old typewriter, and then talking about the AI and the machine learning and the kind of the things that have come in the technology part. Even in the legal field, there's a lot of transformation. The old advocates, those have not updated themselves with the technology, have become obsolete today. You just can't practice in the High Court or the NCLT for that matter, or the Superior Court, even for the Supreme Court. You have to get adapted completely with the technology, and without that, that is just not possible, because most of the court nowadays have become completely online, especially during this lockdown of the 2 year, that has given a lot of opportunity for these courts also to evolve themselves and adapt themselves to the technology. And I'm thankful that the court has responded very positively. And if I see now, the most of the court have evolved, have adapted the technology in full sense. And now we just can't think practicing the law without having technology at your end. So technology has become a very day-to-day life for you. Without technology, nothing can be thought even today to practice, at least in the Superior Court. I'm not talking with the the lower court or the magistrate court or the the rural or the district level, but as for the High Court, Supreme Court, NCLT, these courts are completely now a technology-driven organization. So everything has been done through the technology. The evidences are, your WhatsApp chat is now part of the evidence. One could not have imagined 2 decades back, that's such your email, etc. Now you can send the notice to the email, you can send through the WhatsApp, and the courts are now kind enough to acknowledge such kind of the communication and consider them valid under the Indian Evidence Act. And that has become a part of the foolproof evidence by which court acknowledge, accept, and proceed with the matter, or the frame the charges on the the people that you have filed with. So the technology has become a kind of things by which you just can't think of even practicing law in today's.
All right. So do you think advent of technology like AI and ML, Web 3.0, big data could take up jobs of many?
I will not say that. See, I have witnessed even 90s when, again, I'm going a little political, that Rajiv Gandhi has brought the computer, and then the people who are talking about it, because of the computer, people lose the business, lose the job opportunity. I'm of that era, 90s, when the college days, we used to talk. It was a hot topic for us also. The computer is coming, who will give us the job? Because one computer will do the job of the 10 people. That hasn't happened. It has created the more job. And I don't understand AI to some extent, even the legal field now. Let me tell you, a lot of drafting has been taken care of by the AI. We don't have to draft ourselves. Our AI does a lot of drafting. So that does not mean the stenographer will not have the job, or my stenos will become the jobless. It is just that it will help to getting the thing faster, getting the thing quicker, getting the thing absolutely correctly. But I don't see that in the long run there will be any loss of the job. It will further create the further scope of the job. Of course, the nature of the job might change. Nature of the job might change because of the technology coming into the play. But the people, those who adapt with the situation, with the technology, I don't think they will get more rewarded. They will have the better opportunity, the more opportunity. And I don't see there is any scope of losing of the job, as it has not happened in 1990. It is not going to happen in 2030 also.
Rightly said, Mr. Chaudhary.
Yeah.
We are building the global thought leaders community for cross-pollination of knowledge and a community of independent directors for having a better corporate governance in the country. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of WTC?
I congratulate them of having thought of creating such kind of a community. And I'll happy to see to be the part of that thought that Zishan Mehta and his team has evolved with. And in any way, if I can contribute, I shall be more than happy to do that. I wish them all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So that was fantastic conversing with you, Mr. Chaudhary, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and have enriched their minds.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you and answering the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.